Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, aka Mazuma TV, back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive night. I hope you had a great day overall, man. I'm back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. We're gonna talk about Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios possibly being next for the two in early 2026. We're gonna be speaking about Gervonta Davis possibly being replaced for the Jake Paul fight, who the possible opponents are, and more, man. We're going to get into some open boxing topics. Might even open up the platform to people that I might actually know, because if you was tuned into the live yesterday, you already know we had a little messy situation. You see what I'm saying? But we're going to chop it up. We're going to have a good time, man. I'm tuned into the DAZN card that they have going on right now in Florida. Man, outstanding performance from Omari Jones, man. Phenomenal jab. Very, very precise. Didn't get out of pocket, didn't get too reckless, just took his time, let the offense come to him. He hurt me too. I think his name was like Me Too or something like that. Dropped him multiple times throughout the fight. Dropped him the one time. It looked like his legs wasn't really underneath him. You know what I mean? He was able to shake it off and continue going, but Omari's shots, his precision really allowed him to do some damage to Me Too. You know, and then it was a sharp, I believe it was a sharp right hand that had caught Me Too on the left side of his face, you know, around the cheekbone area, and it started to swell up immediately. And my personal, opinion, it looked like an orbital injury. You know what I'm saying? And I've had fighters who have suffered orbital injuries, you know, in the professional ranks, and how fast it was swelling up in the exact location. I'm not going to say it was like a crazy break, but he might have slightly fractured that orbital bone. And, you know, a lot of guys don't really want to go through that pain when they suffer those types of fractures or breaks. You see what I mean? So it was a good opponent, man. Look, man, they trying to get Omari Jones, you know, acclimated to the, you know, professional ranks. He's developing pretty well. I'm gonna say that. I like what I see. There's definitely some work to be done. He didn't get caught much throughout the fight. I only seen like one clean right hand that had landed on Omari, to be honest. But you know, good fourth professional fight, man. They just building his confidence. You know what I mean? Getting him adjusted to the professional ranks, and you know, so far so good. You know what I mean? It's not too much I could say about Omari Jones at this point because he hasn't really fought anybody notable. But when you're in the developmental stages of your career, we don't really expect you to face anybody notable. It's all, you know, the beginning of your career is supposed to be, unless you like Lomachenko, who got 400 amateur fights and 2 gold medals, and, you know, in your late 20s, you know, you know what I mean? You might have to jump off the porch ASAP. You feel what I mean? But, you know, he's young from what I understand. Eddie Hearn is building his profile out in his hometown in Florida, which I think is a very, very wise choice. And he's in the, you know, he's learning. You know what I mean? So we're going to keep our eye on Omari Jones. You know what I mean? See what he brings to the table, what he learns from each and every fight. And we looking forward to seeing what he does, man, because with him being under Matchroom, you know, Matchroom is going to keep him active. He fought 4 times in 2025. And they're bringing him back as early as January in Las Vegas, from what Eddie Hearn said. So that's pretty dope. I like the fact that he's keeping him active. But Eddie Hearn does have a tendency of, you know, eventually matching them pretty tough. And he's done it historically with fighters even early on in their career. So, you know, Omari, you definitely have to be mindful of that, brother. Hopefully you learn it from each and every fight that you take because, you know, Eddie Hearn don't really hold people's hands like Top Rank do. You know what I'm saying? Like Top Rank, they build you every step of the way. They're not going to, you know, if you have a good working relationship with them, they're going to try their best to not put you in a fight where you may be overwhelmed and unprepared for it. I definitely feel like Eddie Hearn, he gets to a point where he's like, all right, I want to see how good this kid is. And then he'll match him tough, a winnable fight, but a tough fight. You know what I mean? I think he did that. I think he just most recently did that with Jalil Hackett. You know what I mean? Like he didn't have to match him that tough early on in his career, but he chose to, and as a result, regardless of how we feel, Jalil Hackett ended up taking an L. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. We'll see what happens with Omari. I think that Eddie Hearn sees a lot of potential in him, so I think he's gonna do right by him. But we'll see. Pagat Petit in the building. He said Omari fought a guy that I know personally in the amateurs. Hey man, a lot of the guys that we come up in the boxing with, bro, they end up being B-side guys. Like there was this guy that I used to spar all the time. I'm not gonna say his name, because I don't necessarily know if we, cool like we used to be. You know what I mean? I didn't speak to him in years. But like I remember, and mind you, we used to have crazy spar sessions. Like I remember I had stopped him, all types of shit, like blood flow. Like he ain't never get off on me, to be honest. But me and him used to have like real tension in the gym and all types of shit. I remember it was during the pandemic. I'm sitting here, you know what I mean, during the quarantine, just watching, boxing, because Top Rank still had to fulfill their obligations in terms of making fights happen, even if there wasn't a crowd. And that's when they were like, fiending, overpaying fighters to be a part of like events and shit like that. And I remember I'm watching, I'm like, yo, was that him? And it definitely was him, bro. He got packed in like 3 rounds. He had gotten packed by a top rank fighter in like 3 rounds. So it's crazy watching people you come up with actually being on the big screen and shit like that. It makes you think like, damn, if I didn't have, X, Y, and Z going on, could I have been on there? You know what I mean? It makes you think a lot. I don't really like to deal with what ifs all like that, but can't help but resort to that at times. So while they're talking on the zone, man, because it looked like they doing a little brief intermission, I want to talk about what's currently going on in the sport of boxing, man. Shout out to the 15 people that's in the building, man. Y'all go ahead and hit the like. Shout out to the boy Pagat Petit in the building. Shout out to Bad Boom Balloon. Yo, Bad Boom, I didn't know you had that many subs, brother. How you get? But then I see like you don't really post that often. I was like, damn, he got like 5K subs. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Shout out to the boy Bad Boom Balloon. Anonymous, what up? The Stranger, what's going on? What's going on? I wonder where Coffee playing at, man. What's up with the boy Coffee playing? What's going on, brothers and sisters? I hope everybody's doing well. I was anticipating seeing Smoochie because she definitely caught something that I did on my channel, bro. I was trying to crop out that weird little segment that we experienced yesterday, but all I did was crop out the whole video and just left that part in the live. So I had to just delete the whole thing, man. It is what it is. Had to take an L, unfortunately. It is, there's nothing I can really do. People are weirdos, you know what I mean? That's why you can't be nice to everybody. But let's talk about the most recent news that I came across that I ain't gonna lie, man. Y'all already know how I feel about Ryan Garcia. And I've already pointed out his privilege on several occasions. I was one of very few people that came on here and was saying how, because of his racist remarks and him being a drug cheat, that he didn't deserve to have that main event fight. Wait, was that the main event? Yeah, it was the main event. In that Times Square card. You know what I mean? I was highly critical of Riyadh Season for putting Ryan Garcia in that situation. But at the end of the day, these guys don't care about, PEDs. They don't care about racism as much as they care about getting to the money. You know what I'm saying? So, what can I say? And Mac Majestic says Ryan is banned for life from fighting for the WBC. Well, I don't know necessarily how that'll be true because according to the Ring Magazine, a.k.a. the Bible of Boxing, Mike Coppinger puts out an article and says Ryan Garcia, Mario Barrios closing in on a deal for a title fight. Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios are closing on a deal for a WBC welterweight title fight in the first quarter of next year. Officials from Garcia's promoter Golden Boy and PBC have been exchanging contracts per sources. So if these guys are out here exchanging contracts, they've agreed to the terms. They're both agreeing to fight each other. You just don't go to exchanging contracts when you don't agree to terms. So these guys are in deep negotiations, and if they're exchanging contracts based off of the business that I've done in the past, they're like in the finalizing stages. You see what I'm saying? MarkMazuma said they're just talking. No, I mean you listen. This is the information that I'm receiving, so I'm speaking on it. Now, if you disagree with that, feel free to do so. But you know what I mean? This is something that's being put out here by Mike Coppinger. So if you don't like what's being said, you need to go address this with Mike Coppinger. I'm just relaying the message, brother. Chief Wildfire says WBC rocks with Latinos no matter what. They definitely willing to give Ryan another shot. Yeah, and from what I heard, he was suspended indefinitely. Indefinitely means like he could be suspended for 2 days. He could be suspended for 2 years. You know what I'm saying? So who's to say that the WBC won't lift the ban from Ryan and allow him to fight for the WBC title against Mario Barrios? You know what I'm saying? So, they could lift that ban tonight. They could lift it right now, and Ryan Garcia will be clear, ready to go. You feel what I mean? So I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true. That might have been true at one point in time, but I don't know if that's valid now. But anyways, let's go on with this. Last month, Garcia said that he was interested in challenging Barrios for the 147-pound title. Barrios was held to a draw against the legendary Manny Pacquiao in the July title defense in Las Vegas. And prior to that, he had another draw against Abel Ramos. Just wanted to throw that in there. The fight was the 46-year-old Pacquiao. Yeah. Who cares? Garcia is one of boxing's top stars, but he's never won a world title. In his first title challenge, he was stopped by Gervonta Davis in the 2023 super fight. Garcia was at a serious disadvantage in the matchup as he faced Gervonta Davis at 135 with a rehydration clause. Here we go. As if Ryan had to agree to it. He didn't have to agree to it, but he did. The motherfucker wasn't he eating tacos the week of the fight? He wasn't struggling that bad, obviously. Don't get that man excuses for why he lost. Because y'all don't give black fighters excuses for when they lose. Y'all ain't even want to give Devin Haney the benefit of the doubt when he had that performance against Ryan Garcia when it was proven that Ryan Garcia was on PEDs, but y'all want to give Ryan Garcia a pass because he had a rehydration clause. Okay. Garcia, 27, is coming off of a shocking upset loss to Rolly Romero in May, a Ring Magazine main event that took place in Times Square. Rolly won the decision in the vacant WBA interim welterweight title. He was later upgraded to a world title holder as Gerard Nunes moved up in weight. All right. Garcia, sources confirm, has been approached by Jake Paul's team. Yeah. We'll talk about that later. Well, that was a bunch of filler. That didn't necessarily need to be said, but it is what it is. Shout out to Mike Coppinger for relaying the message. Listen, are we surprised? Ladies and gentlemen, are we surprised that Ryan Garcia, coming off of a bad loss? I ain't gonna lie, that was a very, very underwhelming performance. Everybody was talking shit about, Rolly Romero and Devin Haney, but Ryan Garcia had the most trash performance out of everybody that was on that card. You know what I mean? He went into survival mode. He felt Rolly Romero power and decided to not take chances moving forward, man. You know what I mean? And it just became a jabbing contest. Rolly Romero was cool with that. And even Rolly was taking chances throughout the fight, even after the knockdown, but Ryan Garcia would just not respond. Ryan Garcia refused to take accountability for that performance. He blamed, the lack of training time with Derrick James. Low-key threw Derrick James under the bus, blamed the atmosphere, the crowd. And it's like, bro, I'm sure you had sparring sessions when nobody's in the gym. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure when you was coming up as a professional or an amateur that you fought, in rings that lacked the atmosphere as well, or lacked, electricity in the building. You feel what I'm saying? But you still had to fight. The fact that you're blaming your shitty performance on other people not being engaged with your fight is insane to me. You know what I mean? But Ryan Garcia does have a history of blaming everybody but himself. So this doesn't necessarily come to a surprise, not to me. But the fact that Ryan Garcia coming off of an embarrassing loss to Rolly Romero, an upset, to be honest with you, because a lot of people was picking you, man, and you had a big Devin Haney rematch in front of you, should you have gotten past Rolly Romero, but you didn't. But guess what? I guess it doesn't really matter because coming off of a loss, a shitty performance, I may add, you're about to be in line to face the most terrible champion in the welterweight division right now, in Mario Barrios, who hasn't won any of his last 2 fights. You know, barely getting past Abel Ramos when he got dropped, got hurt, and everything like that. And then you was getting out hustled and being outshined by a 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao coming off of a 3 to 4 year layoff and a loss. That's the thing. Like, Manny Pacquiao looked terrible 4 years ago against your Dennis School guys. He retired. He seen how trash Mario Barrios was. He seen an opportunity to possibly win a title, and he was like this close to doing it. You see what I'm saying? So, Ryan Garcia, I remember a while back he was talking about facing Mario Barrios and wanting that opportunity. And ever since then, I'm like, yo, that may very well be a possibility, man. You know what I mean? I was hearing Ryan Garcia be, aligned with, the Rolly Romero fight, but that Oscar De La Hoya shot that down. He was like, man, listen, I don't like that fight. And I'm going to tell y'all why, because it was boring. Now, I do believe that Oscar De La Hoya doesn't want the fight, but I don't think that's the reason. You see what I mean? He don't want to lose even more on his investment than he already has. You know what I mean? He still feels like there's some leverage to grow and, get him back in like world title contention. And shit, he probably was already here. I mean, if contracts are being exchanged, I'm assuming Oscar De La Hoya already knew that this fight was in the works. So why would he choose Rolly Romero, somebody that Ryan already lost to and is clearly intimidated by, when he could face a lesser, less skilled, on the decline champion in Mario Barrios? Let's just keep it real. Are you going to go face the guy that you clearly are intimidated by because he punches very hard and Rolly Romero? And that's another thing. Rolly not scared of you neither. He psychologically, he has the edge over Ryan Garcia from the past sparring sessions to the most recent fight. Oscar De La Hoya don't want to go down that road again. Oscar De La Hoya knows boxing. He knows what his fighters are capable of and what they're not capable of. He knows Ryan Garcia can't beat Rolly Romero. Can't, especially when he's not on the juice. So go ahead, face Mario Barrios. He's absolute trash. If you lose to Mario Barrios, Ryan, you just need to retire. It's really that serious. It's really that serious. Pagapati said, who's more trash between them two, Mark Barrios or Ryan? It's clearly Barrios. And the whole thing with Ryan Garcia is that he's been such an underachiever. He was placed in multiple positions to win a world title. Like Mike Coppinger just said in that article. Gervonta Davis, he got stopped. Devin Haney, he missed weight, tested the pot. And then even if he would have beat Devin without the PEDs, still wouldn't have gotten the world title. But then he tested positive for PEDs and he was suspended indefinitely by the WBC. Actually, I don't even think the WBC suspended Ryan Garcia indefinitely for that. They suspended Ryan Garcia indefinitely for racist remarks. The WBC was the only ones who took the initiative in suspending Ryan Garcia within their rankings because of the racist shit that came out of his mouth. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to tell y'all, Ryan Garcia is better than Mario Barrios. You know why? Because unlike, I'm gonna say this, Ryan will he will be aggressive with Mario Barrios. Because I'm sure he watches Mario Barrios. He's like, oh man, this dude trash. Like, you already know. And Mario Barrios does have very shaky defense. He does. And it seems like he loses his steam in the mid rounds and he be gassed and fatigued by the late rounds. One thing about Ryan Garcia, prior to the Rolly Romero fight, he seems to keep his power throughout the course of the fight. Like we've seen it with Luke Campbell, we've seen it with Oscar Duarte. Like we've seen that Ryan, he keeps his speed, he keeps his punching power on him. Now post PED Ryan, I'm not sure, but one thing I do know is that even with him not being on the juice, he still has the speed. And considering the fact that he has a lot of speed on that left hook, speed kills just as much as power does. So, he bound to catch. He bound to catch Barrios with one of them hooks, man. He's bound to catch him with it. Now, if we talking about the younger Barrios that was at 140, who had the fast, lightning fast, hands with the combinations and the killer instinct and all. Like this will be a more competitive fight, but I feel like that version of Mario Barrios is gone. I don't see that Barrios anymore. I see a very like burnt out Mario Barrios, to be honest. Like when I watched this man fight Manny Pacquiao, bro, and I don't want to get back into this, into a whole tangent speaking about that fight, but it was just like he ain't got it in him, bro. Like he ain't got that dog in him, man. You had the ultimate opportunity to beat the dog shit out of Manny Pacquiao and send his ass back home to the Philippines packing, retired, and you could have made a name off of him and became a bigger star. What did you do? You went under them lights and you laid a fucking egg. And you gave Manny Pacquiao the confidence and the reassurance within himself to continue boxing. You are literally the reason why Manny Pacquiao is about to get another stupid payday with Floyd Mayweather, possibly. And if not, a big world title fight with Rolly Romero in 2026. That happened because of you. Going against your trainer's instructions. He's like, yo, stop tapping gloves with this nigga. First thing you do after you hear them instructions, you tap Manny Pacquiao gloves. You like so, and I don't know if you just had all the respect in the world for Manny Pacquiao and you didn't want to hurt him, but he was trying to hurt you. He was trying to hurt you. And you blatantly letting the fight be competitive. It's either you were allowing it or you're just trash. Like it's but even if you allow it, you trash, because no real dog, no real competitor would have let that happen, whether Pacquiao was 26 or 46. The version of Barrios that fought Tank was much better than the version of Barrios that fought Pacquiao. Absolutely. Mario Barrios was nice at 140. He was nice. He was limited. He wasn't the best, but he was nice. He had a regular title at 140. Tank took that up off of him. But it's like post 140, Barrios has been significantly declining. Significantly declining. I think taking that Tank and Thurman fight back to back, that might have played a part in ruining Barrios. But he took a lot of punishment against Keith Thurman. He didn't get knocked out, but he took a lot of big punches, man. And I think that may have damaged him. I don't know. Tank didn't really punish Barrios. He just stopped him. You know what I mean? But he really took punishment from Thurman, and that might have damaged him as a fighter. We don't know. Coffee Plant, what up? I was talking about you earlier in the live, brother. I hope you're doing all right, man. What's up? Not said, bro. Barrios is trash, but come on, Ryan, it's horrible. All right. I don't know why. Like, I'm not one of the motherfuckers that's going to defend Ryan. I'm not. I don't like Ryan. In my world, I would love to see Barrios beat the dog shit out of Ryan Garcia. But bro, look at what he's doing. Look how the way he's performing. So you telling me Abel Ramos could damn near get Mario Barrios up out of there, make it a close fight where people even thought Abel Ramos won the fight? You telling me Abel Ramos at the current stage that he's at in his career can make a fight competitive with Barrios and Ryan can't? I know styles make fights, but let's just talk about where they at in their career. Who's actually more dangerous at this point in time? Who's the more dangerous fighter? Who you think is the safer route between Abel and Ryan Garcia? Seriously. Like, I don't like Ryan. I hope he loses shit. If he loses every fight moving forward, I will be a happy man. I don't like him. But let's just keep it real. This is where objectivity comes in. Does Mario Barrios have what it takes to avoid a Ryan Garcia left hook? Because that's essentially all you need to do to, significantly increase your likelihood of beating Ryan. Let's just keep it 1,000. You neutralize that left hook, you're in a great space, because there's nothing much Ryan Garcia could do outside of that. With the defense that Mario Barrios lacks and how clean he gets hit with shots, you're telling me that Ryan Garcia is going to go 12 rounds without hitting him with a hook? Come on, man. I don't believe that. And I've seen lesser punchers have some success hurting Barrios. It's like, come on, bro. Come on. What they're trying to do, and I don't blame Golden Boy for this, they trying to make their motherfucking money back. They know Ryan Garcia, once that contract was fulfilled, that he gonna walk away from them. Ryan does not like Oscar. Oscar does not like Ryan. So guess what? Even though he don't fuck with Ryan, what he does like is the type of money is the money that he generates off of Ryan that he's able to put in his pocket, right? So what does he need to do to max it, to get as much money up out of Ryan as possible? And also, there are contracts where it's like, yo, if we get you a world title, you know, the contract extends to this date. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm able to do this favor for you and you're actually able to win this title because of the position that we put you in, this contract extends another year. You know what I mean? Like there's contracts that are actually based like that. And if my father's in the building, he could confirm that. So maybe, just maybe, De La Hoya is doing his best to get Ryan Garcia a world title because that could benefit him contractually. And also, you put this kid Ryan Garcia in title fights, the fights are gonna bring more money to the table. The more money, the bigger, you know. If you get, what would you rather have? 20% of $5 million or 20% of $15 million? It's like, and I'm not saying that Ryan would make that type of money, but you know, when you add a world title to your resume or you're an active world champion, the paycheck's gonna be a little different. And Oscar understands as a promoter, the more money I get this kid, the more money I'm getting back. So he got Turkey Al-Sheikh where he don't even got to put $1 up. That's the thing. Turkey Al-Sheikh is such a convenience for these top promoters, man. These promoters don't got to put no money up. They just give them the fighters and they get a check. Because promoters, they're accustomed to, getting a couple dollars from the network, or if it's a show that's solely backed by them, they got to put all the money up. They got to pay. They got to pay the A side and the B side fighters. They might have 10 fights on the card. They got to pay every single one of them. They might have to spend 100 racks to do a card, and that's if it's a small show. You know what I mean? Because you got fighters under Golden Boy that's making 6 to 7 figures right now, like Virgil Ortiz. You know what I mean? I'm sure Oscar Duarte, makes somewhat near 6 figures. Ryan Garcia, he's 7, maybe 8 figures, depending on the fight. Like, if they could just fall back, give their fighters to, this rich fucking Arab dude and Turkey Al-Sheikh, and they could just sit back and collect a couple dollars, they not going to trip. Nah, Coffee, I was just saying, how like where you was at, because you usually be one of the first ones to tap in. And I was saying, I hope that you good. I think I said something along those lines. But we're going to get into the Tank situation. As of right now, it is not confirmed whether Gervonta Davis has been replaced for the Jake Paul fight yet. But we're going to talk about that because I actually put out a video earlier, man. If y'all seen the video, go check. If y'all haven't seen the video, go check it out. And if you did, thank you very much for supporting the channel. Definitely like and share the live, yo. I think I just saw somebody say that I only had 9 likes. Pagapati says 27 people at the time, 27 people. And 9 likes, no, we definitely got to get the likes up, brothers and sisters. If we got 22 people, we need at least 20 likes. You know what I'm saying? Because, they be people watching that be hating. They ain't going to hit the like button because they don't want to see the channel grow. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, you already know what time it is, Coffee Plant. You already know what time it is. You already know what I'm about to do. Yep. You know what I mean? If you ain't a sub, there ain't no use in you talking, brothers and sisters. If you're not sub, there's no point in you talking, brothers and sisters. Sub only mode. That's correct. Bad Boom Balloon in the building. He said, yo, I'm late to the question, but I have a lot of subs because I made a meme video that went viral. 5 million views. I literally came up with a video while I was shitting in the school bathroom in high school. Holy shit. Yo, I feel like you get your best ideas when you're having those moments. I feel like when you're taking the shit, that's like one of the most peaceful situations, and as a result of that, you could just concentrate a lot better and come up with some brilliant ideas, man. Shout out to Bad Boom Balloon. I like the transparency. A bit TMI, a bit too much information, but you know what I mean? I appreciate the transparency at the same time. You're just showing that you're human, brother. Salute. Kansas City Mac, what up? Marissa Alvarez in the building. She said Gervonta may have fumbled the bag. Yeah, that's a strong likelihood. Yeah, Donald Banks, what up, brother? How you feeling? Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Hit the likes, y'all. Hit the likes. I think I'm only seeing 15 likes. Oh, nah, man. That ain't gonna do. Come on, y'all. Let's put some respect on the channel name. Mark, there's people eating. I'm sorry. I mean, he said it, not me. You got. I mean, you was gonna read it regardless. You gotta talk. You gotta talk to the homie about that. Baboon Wilder. The nigga named Baboon Balloon. Obviously, he a bit off. Like, if you came up with that name as your channel name, that's like, nigga, where did you even get that from? Why did you feel the need to put those two words together? That I've never heard them two words in a sentence ever until this motherfucker came on my channel. Salute the Baboon Balloon, though. But anyways, look, man, Ryan Garcia, Mario Barrios, they exchanging contracts. Them bitches, you know, based off of what is being said, it sounds like the motherfuckers is going to be locked in soon. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. What can we do? Ryan Garcia, he got that pretty girl privilege. You know what I mean? I mean, that's what everybody else say about it. Oh my God, Chris, look at Ryan Garcia's body. Oh my God, the tattoos, and oh my God, look at his hair. Look at the way his hair moves every time he jabs. Like, dumb niggas, like they want to see Ryan win. That's the reality, bro. Because I told y'all a long time ago that Ryan is not who the people want him to be. Ryan Garcia is not who the people want him to believe. I mean, want him to. Hold on, I'm fucking up right now. I'm a little punchy. Forgive me. Ryan Garcia is not who the people want him to be. Meaning, who he is and what the people want him to be are two totally different things. When they look at Ryan Garcia, they want to call him a superstar. They want to say that he's the face of boxing. I even heard him say that he's the new Oscar De La Hoya, which I thought was absolute bullshit. You know what I mean? He's not even an A for what Oscar De La Hoya ever was in his boxing career. From the beginning of his career to the end of his career, he was nothing like Oscar De La Hoya, but his looks alone, you know, excited people in the industry and and the fans so much. People inside the industry, the fans, they loved his look so much that they put him on a pedestal that he never deserved to be on. Never. So what we seeing right now is somebody just receiving privilege within the sport of boxing. Ryan Garcia has never been able to show you that he was a he was a draw ever, outside of, you know, the fights where the only time Ryan Garcia looked like a star is when he was facing black boxers, the ones they claim don't sell. You ever notice that? Whenever, you know, they say Mexicans sell, Mexican style, they sell. Well, he fought Oscar Duarte. What them numbers was looking like? Could somebody tell me what Oscar Duarte and Ryan Garcia did? I mean, it was Mexico versus Mexico American. What happened? Where the big views at? Could somebody tell me the views the numbers that he did with what was it? Emmanuel Tago, I believe his name was. What numbers did he do with Luke Campbell? Can somebody please tell me what star he is? The reality is, the majority of his fan base was little kids who can't probably can't even step outside their fucking crib without their parents' permission. He had a couple million followers is going viral on TikTok and stuff like that. So because of that, they equated him to being this star when he's never been able to show you. Meanwhile, fighters got to do, like, this motherfucker Terrence Crawford just did a fight in Allegiant Stadium with 70K plus people in there, and they still refuse to call him a star in the sport of boxing. If Ryan Garcia would have did that with somebody else, oh my God, this dude's box office. He's a fucking pay-per-view phenomenon. He's a draw. Terrence Crawford showed out in front of 70K people with Canelo Alvarez in Las Vegas, and they refused to call him a draw. But Ryan Garcia, he's a fucking star somehow because y'all love this motherfucker's looks. Shit is insane to me. And, you know, that's why he's able to get these opportunities against Mario Barrios. Good night, Smoochie. But you know, it is what it is, man. Ryan Garcia, Mario Barrios, if that's gonna be the fight, it is what it is. They just try and get the man a world title, and that's the easiest way to do so. Cause let's keep it real. Is he beating Brian Norman? I don't think so. Who else is the champions? Rolly Romero already lost to him. I don't even know. I haven't even watched the dude Crocker, but it is. I don't know. So I think it's safe to say that Mario Barrios the weakest link. So that's the route he's going to go in order to, at least get a world title under his waist. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So speaking of people that beat Ryan Garcia, let's talk about Gervonta Davis and exactly what his situation is, man. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. I see my boy Jay Cash in there. He said driving right now, but Barrios so green. Why wouldn't they take that fight? Right. And, I think it's safe to say at this point in time, it ain't like Barrios is infatuating with facing the best competition. He ain't want to fight no, Jaron Ennis. I mean, he ain't want to fight no Jaron Ennis or nothing like that. He's never even expressed wanting to get unification fights. He acted like he wanted a Jaron Ennis fight, but when people was reaching out to try to make a fight with him, he was fighting guys like Abel Ramos instead. You feel me? So it is what it is, man. And, he one of the reasons why Boots was like, man, fuck this division and moved up because Barrios is on some whole shit just like Norman and, the rest of them motherfuckers. So let's talk about this Gervonta Davis situation, shall we? Shout out to the boy PYP in the building. He said both Barrios and Ryan are disappointments in the Mexican community. No one is happy with them. Well, you heard it. That's a Mexican telling you that. Man. Shout out to PYP. I've been trying to get with you, PYP, but you be ignoring me, man. I got some great shit happening over here in Philadelphia. I want you to be a part of it, man. Let's see. All right, let's get into this Gervonta Davis situation, man. Now, Gervonta Davis, we spoke about it a little bit yesterday. We first started to hear the rumors of Jake Paul possibly replacing Gervonta Davis yesterday while we was on the live. I wasn't able to get any confirmation, so I didn't want to speak about it as if it was true. But apparently MVP, a.k.a. Jake Paul and them, MVP Promotions that came out with an article pretty much confirming that the fight is in jeopardy between Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis due to the fact that Gervonta Davis cannot seem to get out of legal trouble. You know what I'm saying? Similar to, Rolly Romero and Gervonta Davis, when Rolly Romero had them nasty allegations with that woman or whatever, PBC subsequently pulled him off of the card pulled him off of the card because of that whole situation. They let it die down, and then they ended up fighting each other later on. And that's when Isaac Cruz was able to get his opportunity against Gervonta Davis, after that, right? Cool. So the fight is in jeopardy because Gervonta Davis is being sued. He's facing a civil lawsuit against a woman who is claiming that he had assaulted her and, all types of stuff, man. So just another, domestic violence situation. But this time, it's not like his freedom's on the line, but, she may be requesting a nice little chunk of change like they just did to Shannon Sharp not too long ago and things of that nature, right? You know what I mean? They act like they fuck with you, you know what I mean? They'll play it like they one of them ones, you probably feeling them and all this shit. And once you give them the opportunity, they looking to tap your pockets. Not saying that's exactly what happened with Gervonta Davis, but at the same time, it may be something that happened with Gervonta Davis. Because it happens to a lot of black athletes. Let's just keep it 1,000. These women, especially them pink women, they be finding ways to get, near these celebrities, these black celebrities, and they don't know no better. They feel like they fucking with them because, you know what I mean? Because they fuck with them for them the whole time. They just trying to catch a lick. They just trying to get an opportunity. And niggas probably sending the women over there to, take that bread up off you, and then they probably breaking it down with the nigga that they really fucking with. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen shit like that happen. I'm tapped in with Philly. I know what be going on with these athletes and who these athletes be dealing with. And I'm like, oh yeah, they these women be running game on these dudes. These niggas be out here tricking. But anyways, Gervonta Davis can't seem to get himself up out of trouble, and it's been going on since 2015, bro. It's been on and off for a decade. Him getting into nonstop trouble. Gervonta Davis had, pretty much ducked the rematch with Lamont Roach just to try to cash out in this situation. And for this to come out of nowhere 2 weeks before a fight, it's currently November 1st. The fight was supposed to take place November 14th. So exactly, 13 days, a little less than 2 weeks away from the fight, and your trouble probably just costed you 8 to 9 figures. You know what I'm saying? 8 to 9 figures, these women done costed you at this point if they replace you. But I see one of two things going on right now. Is it a possibility that Gervonta just fucked his money up and now, somebody else is about to be enjoying that, that bag? Possibly. You know what I mean? Maybe Jake Paul and them, they don't want any of those allegations, being thrown at them. And if they were to continue going on with this fight with Gervonta Davis, that might hurt their sponsorship opportunities, because who would want to sponsor an event with somebody who, has a track history of putting hands on women? Now, a lot of businesses may pull out as a result of that. The arena may no longer want to have that fight over at their place due to that situation. People might not buy tickets because of that. You might have, and Jake Paul and them, they build generally female talent. So why would they, when they supposed to be like a pro female promotional company, have somebody fight on their card that is abusive towards women? That could be very conflicting. That could be a very sticky situation. There's no way that you could promote MVP, and have all these talented female fighters, but then have somebody headline who historically has put hands on women. Let's really think about that. I bet you a lot of y'all didn't even think from that perspective. They got Alicia Baumgardner, they got Amanda Serrano, they got a whole lineup of very, very talented. I think should they Green with them? It's a few of them. You know what I'm saying? And they looking to take over female boxing. What would they look like promoting all these female fighters, but then have somebody headline against Jake Paul? What would Jake Paul look like breaking down bread with somebody that has historically put hands on women, or habitually put hands on women, or habitually has been involved in domestic violence situations? That's not a good look for your brand. It's not a good look for your money neither. So they may be serious in pulling, Gervonta Davis up out of this situation. However, I do understand Jake Paul and his genius marketing. Now, what I'm saying is, I think they noticed that there's a lot of criticism about the fight, and as a result of that, people are refraining from purchasing tickets for the fight. And from what I heard, I don't know if it's true, but they were saying that, this fight wasn't really selling that much. They were saying that this fight was not selling that much. There's still a lot of seats available and, things of that nature. So maybe, just maybe, not saying that Tank ain't really going through these things, but they may be using this as a way to get people to buy into the fight more. And let me tell you why. One thing that fans want to do is see a nigga lose, right? Whether it's Jake Paul or Gervonta Davis, there's people that don't like Tank. There's people that don't like Jake Paul, right? So maybe Jake Paul may be looking at it like, yo, let's make it seem like we're going to pull Gervonta Davis out of the fight because he having all this legal trouble. Then, keep the fight going and have everybody questioning whether Tank is ready for the fight or not. You know what I mean? People might want to see Tank lose. They might just want to tune in to see, because there's going to be people like, oh man, Tank going through some legal things right now. He may not be focused. He's distracted. There's no way that he's, worried about Jake Paul right now. So it may be a situation where there's a lot of, there may be a lot of what ifs. There may be a lot of what ifs going into this fight, and that may have people tune in as a result of that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm leaning, that's two angles that they may be using. They may be using Gervonta Davis' legal issues as a promotional tool to get more people to buy into the fight, or Gervonta really fucked his money up. Gervonta may have very well fucked his money up. So it's crazy how you had a fight in front of you that everybody wanted to see. Everybody wanted to see that Lamont Roach rematch. Everybody wanted to see it. You had boxing fans clamoring for that fight because of the way it went the first time. You said, nah, pretty much fuck the fans, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want to do, and if you don't like it, fuck you. If you turn your back on me because of this, fuck you. And then you go to try to cash out in the end, just to not even fucking cash out. You thought you was about to sell out, but you can't keep your hands off of bitches, so you didn't even get to that final step, sir. You see how God don't like ugly? And I hate to pull that card, but let's just keep it real, man. Like, motherfuckers, I always say, nowadays it's like boxing fans just really enable like boxing niggas, supposed boxing niggas, to be sellouts. They enable boxers to be fuck niggas, right? Because they be like, oh, well, you know, the fans ain't going to be there for you, you know, when you retire. So, like, they're not supposed to be. They're not supposed to be. Like, what the fuck? Like, as boxing fans, if you retire, they have to go on to the next. Like, if they're not fighting no more, what more use do we get out of these guys? You know what I'm saying? Like, they act like you like fans supposed to be there for you, like throughout the entire course of your life. No, while you're active in boxing, boxing fans are gonna be tuned into you. After you retire, you're going into a whole new chapter of your life. We're fans of the sport. We're not fans of the individual for the most part, right? I'm like, oh man, when they retire, they don't be worried about you, and you just got to feed your kids. Bro, there's plenty of fighters who was able to achieve generational wealth by facing top tier competition. Gervonta Davis would have made a shit ton of money throughout his career with all of the big fights that he had in front of him. He could have made a shit ton of money with Shakur. He could have made a shit ton of money with Teofimo Lopez. He could have made a shit ton of money with even a Keyshawn Davis at 130, Lomachenko, like Devin Haney. He could have made all of these fights happen and generated hundreds of millions of dollars. And regardless of the outcome, he could have fell back, retired, and enjoyed the fruits of his labor. But people making it seem like, oh, well, man, he's about, man, listen, man, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, with Jake Paul, man, I get it, man. It's like, bro, y'all motherfuckers be the exact reason why these boxers be feeling like it's okay to go down that avenue. Because typically fans respect the game. Like basketball fans, they respect the game. Football fans, they respect the game. Like they put the game first before the player. And if you're not doing what you need to do, they hold you accountable for it. Not in boxing. Not in boxing. In boxing, they find ways to justify fuck shit that's going on. Gervonta Davis, oh man, they saying he gonna make 100-something million if everything goes right with Jake Paul. Okay, he could have easily made that fighting the best competition, especially with Turki Al-Sheikh. You think Turki Al-Sheikh wanted to cut that check? See, with Turki Al-Sheikh being around, all that nobody bring money to the table bullshit, that thing that angle no longer stands. It's no longer relevant. It's no longer relevant. Because with Turki Al-Sheikh being in the picture, he don't give a fuck about what type of numbers you producing. He don't. He's going to give you a handsome amount of money that you're not going to see anywhere else. He just wants you to face somebody who's a top tier guy in your division. Gervonta Davis noticed that. He said, you know, there's no way that they could come out and be like, oh, well, this person don't bring anything to the table, meaning this guy don't bring any money to the table. They can't use that angle anymore because we got somebody in Turki Al-Sheikh who has access to billions of dollars, to be honest. Billions of dollars. And he could be like, all right, you say he don't bring nothing to the table? All right, well, I'll give you 40, 50, 60 million dollars to fight this guy, you know, at this date and this location. What you gonna say? You can't say he don't bring nothing to the table because he has representation that's gonna bring a shit ton of money to the table. And as soon as Turki Al-Sheikh start coming around, Gervonta Davis start alluding to retirement. Then nobody found that interesting. Are people really going to call that a coincidence? Coincidences are possible, yes. But they're not as common as people make it to be or make it seem. You know what I'm saying? So I just find it funny how Gervonta Davis pretty much, he thought he was going to go out the exit. He thought he was going to go out the back door. I'm like, oh, fuck y'all niggas, man. It is what it is. You know what I mean? I got what I wanted out the game. Now I'm going to leave y'all niggas behind just to not go anywhere. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how that happens. Now, I did hear that Jake Paul is possibly going to be pushing this fight back to December. December or January or some shit like that. And, maybe that's where they're going to push Gervonta Davis should have his situation cleared up by then, and probably they'll fight at that time. But, I'm hearing that they naming guys like Ryan Garcia, Oscar De La Hoya shot that down like I told y'all he would yesterday. I seen that he had named what they said, like Francis Ngannou or some shit like that. They said Nate Diaz, as if he didn't fight Nate Diaz already. They named a few different people. Let me see. Let me see who the possible opponents' names are. Let's see what's the top. According to Happy Punch, it says Jake Paul has reportedly approached these fighters if Gervonta Davis gets replaced. Terrence Crawford. Okay. Y'all believe that shit? Terrence Crawford? Absolutely not. Francis Ngannou. He better hope he catching Ngannou lacking. Ryan Garcia. De La Hoya already shot that down. He said that shit ain't happening. Nate Diaz, don't nobody want to see that shit. But knowing Nate Diaz, he probably would take the motherfucking fight. Nate Diaz don't turn down fades. So, Marissa saying Edgar Berlanga. Edgar could beat Jake Paul. Edgar could beat Jake Paul. But is Edgar Berlanga going to fight Jake Paul on 2 weeks' notice? I doubt it. He probably fed his shit somewhere eating a motherfucking Maduro. That he ain't gonna be fighting nobody in 2 weeks' notice. Let's see. That was the people that I heard was being mentioned according to Happy Punch. I don't see it. I don't see him fighting no Terrence Crawford. Like, Jake Paul not stupid, bro. Jake Paul got picks for real. He really a bitch. He moves very calculated. He try to push this narrative that he's taking on the best guy, bro. He's very, very calculated. Like, you fought Chavez Jr., bro. Seriously, Chavez Jr. You fighting these old washed up MMA fighters. You fought a basketball player. And when you fought somebody who was remotely of the same skill set as you, or actually had a bit of boxing experience, you lost. And you never got that back. Tommy Fury, a part-time boxer who grew up in a boxing family, beat you convincingly. You know what I mean? Like, beat you convincingly. And ever since then, you've been very hesitant in fighting top guys. And Tommy Fury is ass. But guess what? I call Tommy Fury the content creator slayer. You know what I mean? Because he beat Jake Paul and he beat KSI. Man, shout out to Tommy Fury, man. Humbling these motherfucking social media boxers that be feeling themselves. Especially KSI. I couldn't stand him, bro. So glad Tommy beat both of them. And I hope Tommy retired. Fuck it. Ain't like you gonna win a world title anyway. Fuck you ain't nice, nigga. You ain't nice, nigga. Motherfucker Tommy Fury over there doing a show on Love Island. And he doing a little side quest and beating y'all asses and coming home with a check. While y'all training y'all ass off, trying to get somewhere. Tommy Fury over here, being a Calvin Klein model, coming back and whooping your ass and going back to doing what he doing. Shout out to Tommy Fury, bro. I fuck with him heavy. Fuck with Tommy Fury for what he did. Shout out to him for stepping up and beating these social media boxers. You heard? Beautiful thing. But anyways, we could get into some open boxing topics, man. I really wasn't tuned in with that DAZN fight that was going on. But let me see. Let's see if that fight's still going on. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. We got 27 people. We got a good audience today, man. Shout out to y'all. Fury really beat them and then went on a dating show. Facts. Because that's what he really want to do. Like, Fury don't want to box for real. Like, Tommy Fury don't want to box for real. He just want the attention that come with it. Yeah, I mean, there's motherfuckers who in boxing to do great shit, and there's people that come into boxing for the image. People care about. There's some people who care about perception more than actually being great at something. You don't know, like, have y'all ever been in a boxing gym and y'all see niggas in the gym training, but they always recording themselves, or they only come in to record themselves doing things, like, and that's why I've completely, lost interest in doing like one-on-one training sessions and shit like that, because I'll literally see people who will post all their trainings on social media like they doing something, but they be in the gym all of like 15 minutes and then they go home. Like, they'll literally sit their phone down, do like a 1.5 minute segment of them hitting the bag. Then they'll record themselves hitting the speed bag for a minute. They'll shadow box for a minute. They'll hit the double M bag for a minute. They'll probably show themselves running on a treadmill for like a minute. Then they go home. It's like, what the fuck? So you worked out for 15 minutes, probably 10, 15 minutes, and then you went home. But you let social media tell you you ain't here putting in work, and you not. There's some people who only do shit for attention. It's crazy. People don't actually want to be productive and have a healthy lifestyle, or actually do great things, or do great things. Damn, they rumbling. Thompson and Pedro, they rumbling. They hitting each other with some big shots. But then they find more pleasure in getting attention than actually being great and something they passionate about. Like, it's crazy. They want the reputation that come with being a boxer. They don't really want to put in the work that real boxers put in. That's what I've been noticing. Canelo says something like that about Ryan. Ryan is clearly that person. Ryan Garcia has had this reputation of being somebody who's lazy. You know what I mean? That's uncoachable. You feel what I mean? Like, they say that about him. Damn, Beto look like he about to stop Thompson. There's 28 seconds left. But they said that he likes to do his own thing, that he only comes to the gym like 2-3 days out of the week. And when he's over there, he'll just record some shit and then he'll leave. And I know fighters that's like that. Bro. They only want the image. They don't want to put in the work. They just want you to believe that they're dangerous. They don't want to become dangerous. They don't want to put in the work to actually become dangerous. They want you to, as long as they feel like you think they are, that's enough for them. They care more about other people's opinion than their own self-development. That's the reality. Yeah. I was hearing in the lead up to the Gervonta Davis fight that he wasn't really in the gym, that he was training at home. But Joe Goosen was cool with it because he was getting a nice little check. And from what I heard, I don't know if it's true, but I heard that Joe Goosen was the one giving out all the information because, the one who was actually promoting the situation, TGB, Joe Goosen's related to Tom Goosen Brown. Joe Goosen, he's related to Tom Goosen. And, TGB was the one that was representing Gervonta Davis in the lead up to that fight. So he probably was relaying all that shit back to TGB. TGB was telling Gervonta Davis, and that's how he knew everything that Ryan Garcia had going on with the rib injury, all that. But that's what the fuck Ryan get, because you cutting corners. You know what I mean? You ain't showing no respect to the game, bro. Real shit. Yeah, Joe Goosen ain't care because he was getting paid well for it. Hell yeah. And you already know that. And a strong indicator that a fighter isn't really coachable is how often they switch trainers. You know what I'm saying? Like if you got a fighter that just jumped from dick to dick, pause. That just, you know, will leave a trainer at this, you know, the drop of a dime. And I mean, it shows disloyalty too. So it could either be that they're uncoachable or they just, you know, they disloyal. Like Oscar De La Hoya, he was a great fighter, but how many coaches he had? Oh my God, he had a shit ton of coaches. So I just think that he was just disloyal, to be honest. But you know, there's fighters who aren't coachable. Like they'll go work with a trainer. You know what I mean? They don't like the fact that the trainer pushing them hard, so they'll go somewhere else. Like they'll just go with trainers who will let them do whatever they want. Pagapati said, "Who's the hardest worker in the sport right now?" I mean, that's very hard to say because, you know, I ain't in the gym with everybody, but I know for a fact Jerron Ennis is one of the hardest working fighters in boxing. I think now, you know, he's, you know, a bit more reserved, considering that he's fighting less than what he used to. So like I guess he prioritizes his rest a little bit more now, which is understandable because Boots damn near about to have 40 fights. But Boots would literally, he was one of very few fighters that I see fight on a Saturday and then be in the gym on Monday training, even if he didn't have a fight lined up. Because, you know, nowadays, motherfuckers don't come in the gym unless they got a fight lined up. Huge mistake. Huge mistake. Like, Jerron Ennis, he'll knock somebody ass out on Saturday. He'll rest Sunday, then he back running on Monday, or he hitting the bag. You know what I mean? Might even be sparring. I've seen that shit. They said Bud is a hell of a worker. Yes, he is. Devin Haney, I heard he works hard too. Shit, I heard Gervonta Davis train hard. like that's some real shit. Like I heard Gervonta Davis is a hard worker in the gym. But I heard there's a lot of lazy fighters too. I heard there's a lot of lazy fighters in boxing that don't want to work hard. There's actually a lot of them, to be honest. There's very few that train like and give it their all. Benavidez trains his ass off. Yes, he does. And everything, what makes Benavidez such a hard worker, bro, is that he does everything with full intensity. There's people who actually, you know, take their time when they hit in the bag, or, you know, they just going through the motion when they hit in the pads. Like Benavidez, you watch him hit the bag, you watch him spar, you watch him hit the pads. He does everything with full intensity. And that's why Benavidez has the conditioning that he has, because he goes all out in everything that he trains for. Like every aspect of training, he goes all out in. And you got to respect that. That's my pop with the Pivot Boxing Network. Yo, everybody that's in the chat right now, we got 20 people in the building. Y'all go ahead and subscribe to Pivot Boxing Network, man. If y'all want to tune in with the amateur boxing scene, we also going to be putting up content on there. We're trying to get 1K on that channel. You know what I mean? So we'll be able to monetize it. Subscribe to Pivot Boxing Network if y'all haven't already. We already got some amateur fights up there. We're going to have more fights coming up November 21st. That's gonna, and I believe, I don't know, my pop can clarify, but I believe we will be live streaming our amateur show November 21st on Pivot Boxing Network, man. So if you want to see me in action coaching, if you want to see my dad Lando Rosa, you know, live coaching as well, please subscribe to the channel, man. We got some good videos on there too. We will be streaming. Okay, cool. So go ahead, subscribe to Pivot Boxing Network, man. Just type it in your search engine right there on YouTube. It'll come up. I got old videos on there, man. I got videos on there that did like 33K, just talking boxing. You know what I'm saying? So I've been doing numbers for a minute. You feel me? Easy work. Pero won by unanimous decision, 13-0 now with 8 KOs. I did not watch the fight, so do not ask me for my analysis. November 21st at 7 p.m. Yes, so that is a Friday. So we got 20 days until then. So what's that? Damn, a little less than 3 weeks. A little less than 3 weeks, man. And we got some talent, man. We got some talent. I'm telling you, Jaden Rivera, very, very special talent that my fighter's training. We got Jacob Fontanez, up and coming. They call him Baby Benavidez. Little chubby young boy, but he let his hands go. An absolute dog. Who else we got? We got David Jacobs. We got the maestro that be in the comment section. Derek Moore, he's gonna be fighting. We got Deshaun Jones. We have who else? We got Joshua Ramos. We got Cameron Mendez. I believe that's his last name. Cameron Mendez. Shit. Who else? Man, I'm missing out. Michaela Donahue, who's gonna be making her debut. Hopefully, we get an opponent for her. David Matos, very, very flashy, fast kid at the 165-pound division, sub-novice. Shit. Who else? I feel like I'm missing out on some people, but it is what it is. Give that channel a wrench. Oh, yeah. I didn't even notice that. That channel was inactive for a little bit of time, but my pop taking it over, which is a genius idea to live stream the fights on there. Oh yeah, Ephraim Rosario, the OG old skills that was at my live fight party. He'll be fighting on the card as well. Absolutely. My boy Skills ain't fighting a little bit, man. So I'm looking forward to seeing them fight as well. Yeah, I mean, we got some good shit going on. I think Skills might have been the only one I missed for real, but you know, good shit. Pivot Boxing Network is officially wrenched up. You know what I mean? Yes, sir. But let's get into some open boxing topics before I close it out, y'all. My son is sleeping in the other room, but he is sick, unfortunately, so I do want to attend to him. He kept me up all night last night, bro. Nasty cough. It kept waking him up out of sleep. And it was like, 4 or 5 in the morning, I'm waking up. And this kid tossing and turning. He warm. I give him medicine. He was going through. I think he's a little bit better now. By tomorrow, probably like mid-afternoon tomorrow when I drop him off, he should be in better shape. Yeah, man. Taking care of a sick child, bro, especially on your own, that shit not easy. Well, let me say it. No, alone. I ain't alone. My girl has been of great assistance. So shout out to my girl. But she went out back to back today, man. She be out for real. She really enjoyed Halloween though. That's probably the only time she be wanting to go out is during Halloween. So I ain't mad at her. She be staying home most of the time anyway. She want to do hood rat stuff with her friends. Look like she actually on her way home. As she should. Fuck out of here. It's like, no, let me stop talking shit. I just be real paranoid when she be driving on the boulevard because I don't know if y'all ever been in Philly. Shout out to my people that's from Philly, my pop in the building. You know, driving on the boulevard during the, weekend nights, that shit is a gamble, bro. There be so many drunk drivers on the road. It gets me really paranoid. Yes, sir. Look like nobody got anything else to talk about, man. I think we probably covered the whole John. Oh yeah. Yo, Pop, we gotta see if we could get Nicholas Flies on the channel, man. I got translators, man. We gotta bring Nicholas Flies on the channel. He got a big fight coming up with Tiger Johnson. I would love to, and I could probably get Tiger Johnson on the channel too, because I know somebody that know Tiger. But Yeah, man. Nicholas Flies. I would love to interview Nicholas Flies, man. Even though I don't think he really understands English too well. We could definitely get that situated. I got my boy Ghost 787 in the building. My boy is the ultimate translator. You know what I mean? My father translates pretty well too. You know what I mean? We could do it for the people. We could do it for the nation. We could do it for the mob. Come on, man. And Ortiz Lubin. Wait, that's this week coming up, ain't it? Yeah. Ooh, yeah. That just. I didn't even take that into consideration. Marissa is a fan of Tiger Johnson. Okay, I think he got his hands full with Flies. Flies a fucking dog. But yeah, man. Flies Johnson. I'm rooting for Flies in that one. But I'm expecting that to be competitive. And then we got Ortiz Lubin, man. Y'all sleeping on Lubin, man. Y'all sleeping on Lubin. He might be able to, stir the pot up a little bit with Virgil. He might have Virgil have to dig deep in his bag to pull out the W, man. If Lubin fights a disciplined fight where he's not allowing Virgil to set his feet, you know what I mean? He boxing, he keeping that jab on him. Whenever, Virgil, telegraphs a shot, if he's able to, make him miss and make him pay for that, bro, it could be a tough little outing. But at the same time, if Lubin's problem is, I think he puts his heart ahead of his mind at times. He put his heart before his brain at times, and he ends up resorting to things, especially when he feel like nothing else works. He pretty much goes for broke, and that's not something he should really do with Virgil, because the moment that he does that, he's going to fall right into Virgil Ortiz's plays, like falls into his game plan, and I think shit going to go south quick off of that choice. So I think Lubin's going to have to, even if he goes through some rough patches throughout that fight, I think he needs to stay composed. I think he needs to stick to the plan. You know what I mean? And don't be trying to go in there proving that you macho, bro. You know what I mean? Don't go in there trying to prove that you macho whatsoever. You know what I mean? You got to box. You got to box. Do not play into that man's game plan, bro, because you might end up getting, put up out of there, and you already done got stopped twice. This might be your last opportunity. Lubin already told y'all he feeling motivated going into this Virgil fight because they doubting him for one. He basically fighting in Virgil Ortiz's hometown, and he realizes that if he loses this fight against Virgil, he might not ever get an opportunity for a title again. My boy teaching the building, he said, "Hey Mazuma, what if Berlanga can get a Jake Paul fight?" I mean, that'd be funny, man. I think that'd be. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I don't know what type of shape Edgar Berlanga is in now. I don't know if he's anywhere near fight shape. He probably wasn't even anticipating coming back till 2026, so he might be catching Berlanga lacking, to be honest with you. But if they were to fight each other, that press conference is going to be hilarious. I know that. I know that press conference would be hilarious because Berlanga ain't got no problem talking his shit. Jake Paul don't mind talking shit neither, even though I find him to be corny. But I also find Berlanga to be a little bit corny too. So, I mean, they balance each other out. But if they were to actually fight and Berlanga be in some type of shape, I got Berlanga all day. But I'll tell you what. If Jake Paul cracks Edgar Berlanga and he hurts him, Berlanga just need to go ahead and see if UPS is hiring, Amazon Flex, Radio Shack. He just need to go ahead, put his app AutoZone. You know what I mean? AutoZone always understaffed. Every time I go in there to try to grab some shit, they always understaffed. You know what I mean? You might as well just go apply for AutoZone. I heard they pay you more if you bilingual. I heard they pay more if you bilingual. I mean, you tell them that you speak Spanish and that you Boricua, they might give you a couple dollars more on your paycheck. I mean, you just need to go ahead and do that. Get you a state job. They go work at Pico. You know what I mean? I heard Puerto Rico, they having like electrical issues, man. You need to go ahead and go ahead and become a wireman and go try to fix that situation that's going on in Puerto Rico since you a dedicated Puerto Rican now. You know what I mean? You just need to go ahead and do that. I'm telling you lose to Jake Paul, bro. If you get sparked by Jake Paul, yeah, bro. He said Edgar Berlanga gonna make Spanish trap music and sign to Fat Joe. I don't know if my pop's still in the building, but Edgar Berlanga was supposed to come to our gym for an interview not too long ago, but some shit done. You know what I mean? Niggas on thin ice out here. That's all I'm gonna say. Niggas is on thin ice out here. They was talking about, yo, Mark, if we bring him over here, don't curse him out. Like, nigga, I ain't gonna curse him out. Niggas be acting like I got animosity towards them. I ain't got animosity towards nobody. But if I got an opinion about you and people asking for my opinion about you, I'm gonna say it. And it ain't always gonna be positive. You know, it is what it is. Yo, if Jake Paul knock out Edgar Berlanga and he become a rapper after that, I'm surprised Edgar Berlanga never made a song. Because, you know, these boxers nowadays, they all want to be rappers. They all want to be rappers. The rappers want to be the boxers want to be the rappers. Like, I don't be understanding, bro. It's like, y'all niggas know y'all trash at rapping. But it don't stop y'all. Shit is crazy. I seen Boots rapping. That ain't it, cuz. Danny Garcia, he's the fucking worst. That nigga make Boots sound like motherfucking Prime LL. Prime LL, like Prime Ice Cube. Like, that nigga Danny Garcia is terrible. I'm like, yo, who was in the studio with you and told you that shit was fire? Like, who told you that? Yeah, I heard Boots rap before. That shit ain't it. But he actually rap a lot better than Danny. But everybody rap better than Danny. Me, you know what I mean? Our grandmothers, Dr. Seuss. We all rap better than Danny Garcia, bro. That nigga is grade A ass. He lucky he found boxing, bro. He called himself, yo, Pop, this nigga calls himself DSG, the ghetto boy. What the fuck is ghetto about Danny Garcia, nigga? You one of the most polite, you one of the nicest niggas I ever met. What the fuck is ghetto about you? You don't dress ghetto. You not from the ghetto. It's like, bro, what the fuck these niggas be talking about? You from Juniata, cuz. And a few years back, my papa tell you, Juniata, a few years back, that was a nice neighborhood. Really nice. That shit a little bit hood now, but you know what I mean? I was staying in Juniata for about, I think, a little less than a year when I was with my son, mom. That shit ain't like that. My pop probably not in the building no more. But yo, like back in the days, nigga, speaking of Halloween, cuz we used to go to Julietta during Halloween because they had all the houses, all the, you know, it was very community oriented. Like we used to go over there and get candy. That was a nice place to go trick or treating. Julietta. That's where Danny from. Stop it. He was not no ghetto boy, bro. Nigga, I'm from the worst hood in Philadelphia. Like with drug and violence and all that. I ain't no ghetto nigga. Never. So how the fuck is you that? Danny Garcia, aka Trench Boy. Trench Boy? Oh my God. Danny too nice to sell drugs, man. He probably just give it away. Like, it's cool. Yeah, man. You can have it, man. Yeah. Danny, like, I mean, I was selling them for 20, but you give me 10. Like, Danny just seemed like he that nice of a person. Every time I've ever interacted with Danny, it was always like he's the coolest nigga, bro. One of the nicest people. Bella, don't be you trying to find a way to hate on Boots. Cut it out. When he whoop your boy ass, man, we're going to bring you up on the channel to talk about it. Because you know Norman going to move up soon. If Devin beat his ass, you already know that's probably going to be one of the excuses. Man, Brian Norman too big for 47. We ain't falling for it this time, T.O. This ain't fake T.O. This ain't you. Y'all need to just go ahead and pack him, cuz. Pack him. If you're not willing to prove that you T.O. senior, bro, you know what? Don't pack him yet. Don't pack him yet. If you don't prove right now that you T.O. senior, because I spoke to T.O., he act like he ain't know that I was live. So this is an imposter right here. He said, drop the link. I'm not letting nobody on. I ain't letting nobody on because niggas be on weird shit. No, I don't put too much stock in sparring. Bella, who you talking to a real boxing coach, right? I'm one of the first people that tell you that sparring and actual fights don't always align. I look at styles. Boots got way too much for Brian Norman. Way too much. Brian Norman's lack of defense. Boots' jab, his hand speed, all of that. All of that. His combinations, his volume, you'll break Brian Norman up. See, he a fucking cap artist. Hello. Do you want to show the people your costume? Motherfucker said 5 minutes. How you gonna say drop the link and then say 5 minutes? Come over here. What are you supposed to be again? Dorothy? From where? She like she about to serve me some pancakes at IHOP. You ain't gonna show it. There you go.
What's that, IHOP?
Yeah, you about to serve me at the International House of Pancakes. He stopped doing coke at 09. See, that's how I know this ain't T.O. Because T.O. told me he was on coke right now. Y'all remember that? He said, man, I'm on coke right now. Motherfucker said he stopped doing coke in 09. This nigga's a fucking capper, bro. Let me see. Let me find that video. Y'all know that was a classic moment on Mazuma TV. That was a classic moment on Mazuma TV. Damn. I need to get some more beanies. I like how I look with beanies on. I found an old video of me. You hear me? I found an old video of me with a beanie on. Like how I look with them. He said, what's that young lady's name? I have a world champion son. You talking about, T.O. with the big nose, ugly dude? Remember him? The boxer? He be saying racist stuff. He got the big nose. Some boy acting like his father in the chat. He said, what's that young lady's name? Man, shut your goofy ass up. Nigga.
Are you going to show me?
Oh, T.O.?
No, you're beating.
Oh, shit, I already done scrolled past that. You took too long. Oh no, look, it's right here. Look.
Don't try that?
I put it in the dryer and it shrunk. So I think it fits like mica now. That's what happens when you get beanies off of, what's that shit called? Sheen, yeah. Don't buy beanies off of Sheen, ladies and gentlemen. Time about to go back an hour. For real? Today? T.O. Senior on timeout. For real? Yo, Ralph's quote is fucking hilarious. He said, I put coke on my BB when I smash women. Yo, that's hilarious. Somebody put T.O. Senior in timeout? Oh, no, they didn't. Yeah, he a cap artist. But That T.O. senior account was probably that weirdo who did that fake shit on StreamYard. He put toothpaste on his Woody. What? Bro. Yeah, see, he a troll. He definitely a troll. That's crazy. All right, we could pack him now. Who want to do the who want to do the honors? Who want to do the honors and pack T.O. Senior fake ass? Bro, like T.O. Senior's real account still follows me. Shout out to Coffee for packing him with the quickness. God damn. That was like he shot that nigga from 3,000 yards out. That boy a marksman. That wrench got a motherfucking button on it. But shit. T.O. Senior be having yearly smackathons where he smokes PCP. Yeah. Jalen Hurts bullet. Yes, sir. Let's see where we at with the subs, man. Ooh wee, we closing in on that. We closing in on that 3,300 mark. Ooh wee. Yes, sir. I can't wait till these big fights come around. That's when the channel gonna blow up. That's when I see the most subs when the big fights come around. These little dead points, bro, should be fucking the channel over. But yeah, man. Anything else we gonna talk about? I don't know what that was about. Let me see. Yeah. Motherfucking rock star, nigga. Yeah. I'm really him. Shit, that's what happens when you got a MacBook, cuz. I remember I did that shit by accident. It was mind fuck. Like what? No, that's not StreamYard. That's a MacBook. That Boom Balloon says, so am I alone on a Haney stoppage? Let me know, y'all. This I'm gonna tell y'all something. Why Tank keep doing this? I mean, he got an issue, brother. He has a really hard time with maintaining his composure. He has a hard time with avoiding a certain type of woman. If you know, you know. And it keep biting. You know, he don't know how to learn from his history and move on. Well, you said yes, you are, bro. R3 said yes, you are, bro. Nah, IG baddies very irresistible. I mean, well, they clearly know good for you. Like, I mean, I'm not saying all of them. I'm sure there's some IG baddies that actually have good intentions. Uh, but you know, what I mean, there's also that can be extremely toxic. You know what I mean? There's some who just ain't no good for you, man. They might just be in it for your money, or you know, if they're not able to get any money up out of you, they'll make false accusations and try to, you know, come up off you. A lot of these women be vultures, bro. Yeah, anonymous. I seen that. I was on Twitter. I seen somebody. I think L Dub Boxing. He had said like, "Yo, tap in. Rashidi Ellis about to fight Javier Fortuna." Why the fuck would I tune in to watch that? Like for what? What does that do for the sport of boxing? Like, why was that fight even made? Fortuna obviously need to check Rashidi Ellis should be embarrassed for even fighting him. Like, y'all motherfuckers was criticizing Boots for fighting Luis Molina. God damn, Rashidi Ellis fighting Javier Fortuna. Javier Fortuna, bro. That's embarrassing when you could have took a Duran and his payday. Claymore, what up, brother? What's going on? How you feeling? She was a cocktail waitress at a gentleman's club. This nigga. These niggas don't be learning, bro. Like, if they don't tell you that she all about a check, I don't know what would. If you see them people in them gentlemen's, if you see them women working at them gentlemen's clubs, them strip, bro, they all about the money, bro. And they'll do whatever they can to get it. If that means they gotta flirt with you, if that means that they gotta give you a lap dance, they gotta take you to the back and, you know what I mean, put their mouth to work. You know, like them type of women, those are the type of women you need to stay away from. Everybody know that. I've been to a strip club one time and I was like, oh no. Clay. He's talking about he's stalking low-hanging fruit. That's exactly what it is. And it's like, bro, you have resources. Like, did you see French Montana? He literally dating a woman who's like the princess of like Saudi Arabia or some shit. Or y'all look it up. Y'all see. But like, you capable with who you are, Tank. You're capable of getting some well-renowned, well-respected women. Why are you settling for hood rats? Like shit, like the Princess of Dubai, right? Like that's who French Montana is like engaged with. Like, and that's French Montana. He ain't too far off from you. You probably got. I mean, I ain't pocket watching, but you probably more up than him. Not anymore if he married a bitch, but you get what I'm saying. Like you have the potential to reach those type of women, but y'all over here settling for these whores. It's like, for what? Y'all niggas like, y'all need to think bigger than what y'all are. Y'all motherfuckers need to go travel. You know what Keith Thurman did that was smart? This motherfucker traveled abroad, found a woman that, you know what I mean, wasn't on that type of time, married her, created a family with her, brought her ass back to the U.S. Smart shit. And she was like a little pretty John, too. I forgot where she was from. But she was like a little, you know what I mean? Let me see. Keith Thurman's wife. I forgot her name. I forgot where she from. Her name was, I don't know where she from. God damn. She looked like a Middle Eastern woman. He said he met his wife in Tokyo. What the hell? According to the Himalayan Times, where's that at? Oh, she from Nepal. So if you Nepali, that means you from Nepal, right? That motherfucker Keith Thurman, look, he did what he had to do. Look at him. Look at Keith. Keith did her whole ceremony out there. Look at him. That motherfucker happy as a motherfucker. Look at him. She a little pretty John too. You know what I mean? With his resources, he was able to get them type of women. You feel me? Tank could do the same thing. She over here settling for these fucking cum dumpsters. I don't understand. My mom just FaceTime me, yo. Let me see what she talking about. She got this man Keith playing a flute. What's up, man?
Cynthia said this your song.
Oh yeah.
She's singing it. She's singing it for you with our groove. Cynthia, sing it for my girl.
I got it.
Oh shit.
Last night I started standing, and I started pretending that I knew you, and you knew me too. And just like a woman, you were too shy. But you weren't the only, cause so was I. And I dreamed of you ever since. Now I build up my confidence, and the next time you come my way, I know just what to say. Can we talk for a minute? Girl, I want to know your name. Can we talk for a minute? Girl, I want to know your name. That's my mom, y'all. I'm on live, Mom. I'm on live. That's my sister.
Oh, we are
All right, Mom. Talk to you. Say bye, Mom.
Bye, love you, bye.
Love you, Mom. Bye. Crazy as shit. That ain't my real singing voice, by the way. You know what I mean? Y'all motherfuckers, y'all want to hear my real singing voice. I charge for that. Tevin Campbell, my dude, though. Fuck with Tevin Campbell. Anyways, the boy Cardina's in the building. What I know about Tevin Campbell, come on, Bella. Stop it. She said, Cardina said Tevin took the world by storm in the early 90s. That's all they played on BET 1992 to 95. I was born in 98, but yeah, I definitely did my research. Bro, I just love R&B, bro. Like, I love that type. I love soul music. I was like, one of my favorite artists from, I think that was the 70s, was Teddy Pendergrass. I know a lot of his music. Listen to a lot of Rick James. A lot of people, they only know Rick James for his Rick James, bitch. Like, nah, like I really appreciated his music. Who else? Marvin Gaye. Definitely listen to Marvin Gaye. I was just listening to what's that shit called? I was listening to Marvin Gaye. It was called Blues. What was it? Inner City Blues. I was listening to Inner City Blues earlier today. I already told y'all. You said you in your 40s. Yeah, I'm 27. Brent Faiyaz run R&B right now. I love Brent Faiyaz. Thank Father. You know, I don't know if he necessarily run R&B. I don't even know if you classify his music as R&B, but he definitely has R&B music. I listen to, like I said, I listen to my Chris Brown. I still think he the number one guy in terms of, like, you know, pop / R&B. I think he's definitely number one. I'm a heavy Trey Songz boy, especially when he gets on his shit. He dropped a couple songs. He dropped a couple songs not too long ago that were pretty fucking good. Trey Songz still puts out quality music, but his reputation is a little bit down right now because, you know, Gervonta Davis type of situations, unfortunately. Listen to Giveon. Giveon is nice, bro. He could fuck, like, his music is fire. But Brent Faiyaz, bro, you said Crew by Gold Link. Yeah, that's like one of his, like, popular joints. But I was just listening to Rolling Stone. Brent Faiyaz, Rolling Stone. I'm too wild for you to own. In the whip that's meant to speed. If I hurt you, would you leave? I learned the game from some heavyweights. They got some demons that they follow me. You say you're not a fan of Giveon? Shit. Giveon got this song called Numb. He got a song called 20s that just dropped recently. He just dropped the album not too long ago. It was Numb. It was 20s. He got a song called Strangers. Shit. He got a song called Scarred. He got a song called Garden. Giveon got some shit, bro. You don't dig bro voice? Oh, all right. Brent just dropped yesterday. Bet I'm gonna look into that. That shit had me cracking the fuck up because Brent be keeping it gangster too. Like he be letting it be known like y'all some regular bitches. Like you know what I mean? Like that Rolling Stone. He was like, bitch, you just spilled Louis 13 on my McQueens. He give me like a little bit of like pimp vibe, you know, like Sugar Free. I could tell, you know, Brent probably was inspired by like Sugar Free just a little bit with the pimping. You know what I'm saying? J Cash at the Stylistics, one of my favorite Philly soul groups. I fuck with Boys to Men. Those my guys. I be singing song for Mama to my mom all the time. She'd be ready to cry every time I do it. With my real singing voice, by the way. I'm light skinned, so y'all know I can sing. Come on, man. Bro, Brent Fayez is a fucking vibe, bro. I'm telling you, he nice, bro. My mom loves the Stylistics. Yeah. But I was heavy Teddy Pendergrass boy. That was like a phase I went through. I really loved his music. That song, I Miss You, that's my shit. I know, and he got the popular Jones, Love, TKO. What the hell is that song? It's a 50-50 love, yeah. Yo, you know who? Well, this was before I was with my girl, so this ain't no disrespect. But you know who had the had unexpectedly had a lot of like beautiful women at the concert, bro? J. Cole, crazy. Like J. Cole had the women in there, and I'm like, bro, I didn't even know that J. Cole was tapped in with the women like that. Yeah, turn off the lights. Then you hear the and light a candle. Yeah. That's my guy. Bella Face said, "Yup, we love Cole." I could tell. Like, he sold out the Wells Fargo, bro. Yeah, like 21K people in there. And I remember I stepped out. I remember when I first walked in, it was like a bunch of like men and all that. But when we went for the intermission, when we was eating and you know what I mean, politicking with the homies and shit, bro, I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, where did they come from? Yeah, Della. So I used to hear that a lot. When I was younger, like in my early teenage years, I always got compared to J. Cole. And if I ask my mom, yo, do I look like him? Fuck no. Like in my mind, like I'm the most unique looking person in the world. Come to find out, that ain't too true. I look like a lot of light skinned people. But when I showed J. Cole to my mom, she was like, who is that? Who is that? Who is that guy? I said, that's J. Cole, mom. The guy, the rapper. Because she knew I listened to J. Cole. She was like, damn, y'all do look alike. That was like the first time I ever heard my mom admit that I looked like somebody. So it was crazy. I don't look like no Drake, bro. Y'all reaching now. Jason Tatum, I get that the most, especially with the beard now. That's the biggest comparison. Black, she she had just turned a year in August. No. Her birthday is similar to Simba's. So she was 2 months when I got her. So she is a year. She a year and 5 months. She about to be a year and a half. You get Chance the Rapper the most, bro. I fucked with Coloring Book, bro. I love that. I don't know if he called that a mixtape or an album, but I love that. I love the hip hop and gospel that he mixed together. I ain't really listened to him much since then, but I think I was listening to Chance the Rapper heavy like my first year in college. So it was either a little bit before college or during college. You know what I was listening to heavy during college, bro? And by the way, we passed the boxing segment by now. Unless y'all got a boxing question. Um, During college, I was listening to Tremaine the album, like Tremaine from Trey Songz, fire ass album. He got songs on that album today that still go crazy. He got a song called Yo. Let me know if y'all know what this song is. This song, Trey Songz got a song called "Song Goes Off." Go listen to that John and tell me that ain't a banger. You know that song, man? "Song Goes Off" by Trey Songz. She don't fuck with Trey Songz like I do. But yeah, there was somebody that said they don't like Giveon on here. They said that they don't like his voice. I kind of understand it. His voice ain't gonna be for everybody. So good to see you here. Both know it's been too long. Yeah. Trey got bangers, man. Like I know niggas act like they don't fuck with Trey no more, but Trey really got bangers, bro. I'm telling you. And I was saying, like, people remember when that Versus shit was going on and they had like 20 songs and you could like Trey Songz could really smoke a nigga in one of them Versus jumps if he has the right opponent. I don't think he's smoking no Chris Brown or Usher or nothing like that. But if you put him in there with like Marion or Mario, because they got bangers too. You know what I'm saying? Or no, I ain't gonna say Bobby Valentino. Bobby don't got what Trey got. But like you put him in there with like a Miguel or something, he'd give them niggas work. He would give them niggas work, bro. They need to bring that. I seen they brought the Versus back with like Cash Money and all that. Bro, they need to bring it back to the whole anticipation. Oh, you know what you talking about, Dust. Shout out to you, champ. You know what you talking about. Mario versus Trey. Mario could sing. Well, and Versus is not necessarily about singing because vocally Mario is better than Trey. You know what I'm saying? I do think Trey gets a lot of slack, being made fun of his vocals, but he can actually sing. I heard him sing live. He could sing, but Mario is the better singer. But when we talking about catalogs, I think Trey got a better catalog than Mario. Yo, Cardina, some niggas be passionate when they sing, man. I don't know. They was talking about Brent Fayez. I was like, yeah, I fuck with Brent. I'm surprised y'all like R&B all like that. Huh? Well, Sonder is a group, right? Yeah, that's him, though. Oh, yeah. Free Tory Lanez, too. Mazuma bumping Neo. Fuck yeah. Mario got like 3 songs. He got more than that. You think Mario got a better catalog than Trey Songz? Bella, we could debate this. We could debate this. We could put up 20 songs.
This is summer fruit. You like it?
Yo, J Cash, I got a cousin that wrote for a lot of artists too. Neo write the hits. He sing them too. Sexy Love is my shit. Sexy Love was a banger. Mad was a fucking banger. Radio, of course. Turn Off the Radio. I guess that's the name of the song. No, So Sick. That's called So Sick. My fault. Man, Neo got hits. Usher over all of them. He ain't out. Usher over Chris Brown. Mario and Omarion had verses. Mario smoked Omarion. I remember that. But that's Omarion. They keep it 1,000. Omarion, not Trey. I'm telling you, that shit would go crazy. That shit would. I don't know if Usher over Chris Brown, though. I don't know that. I went to the Breezy Bowl. Babe, how long this nigga had hits for? How long was this nigga performing?
said over 20 years.
No. That's how long he been relevant.
Oh.
How long was he performing at the Breezy Bowl? I was tired from watching the nigga dance. I was like, yo, we need to get out of here. Yo, he was performing for like between 4 to 5 hours, and it was straight banger after banger after banger. And I'm like, yo, I forgot Chris Brown had all of these songs. He said, but Usher could come out and make a hit today. Chris Brown got hits right now. Usher just actually remixed that Depends song with Chris Brown, because Chris Brown sampled one of Usher's hooks on the I'll fuck you right, I will. I'll fuck you. Yeah, Usher just did a remix on there, and they just performed together. But I don't know. It ain't no blowout though, bro. Like, I got a lot of respect for Usher. Music wise, you really think so? Music wise, Usher over him? I don't think so, man. Bro, this nigga Chris Brown really got hits, bro. Like, y'all remember, like, we could go back to 2005. The song Yo, Run It. I may have to pull up the album track list because I'm not good with remembering names. He had Ain't No Way. I know Usher been out for a minute. I know that, brother. Like, Usher got some of my favorite songs of all time. But I think because Chris Brown's still young, people like don't really understand how great he is. You know what I mean? Like Usher, he's like, you know, he's older. You know what I mean? So like motherfuckers respect him more. But it's like Chris really got bangers, bro. And it's not just R&B. Like he be rapping too. He got that John Look At Me Now with Busta Rhymes and all that shit. He rapped on that John. He was floating on that motherfucker too. Chris Brown. And we're not talking about talent-wise, because we already know Chris more talented than Usher. But Usher could dance too, though. Let's not get it fucked up. Usher got classic. His first couple albums were not just top tier, they're classics. I'm thinking about this as objectively as possible. Chris Brown is the man, though. And ironically, he got a song called I'm the Man with 50 Cent. That's a banger, too. But, like, Chris Brown got Back to Sleep. Damn, what the fuck is that John called? He got Wet the Bed. I would really have to look through that, John. Nah, Usher's better vocally, in my opinion. Nah, Usher is the better, in my opinion, he's better vocally than Chris. He like, I'm the man, I'm the man, Don't, yo, look me in my face right now and tell me Residual is not a banger, bro. That's one of the best songs, like, of these past few years, bro. Residuals? What Chris Brown album is better than Confessions? I'm not saying that Chris Brown got better albums. That's what you not understanding. What I'm saying is, when we talking about catalogs, depth, like hits, I think Chris Brown could hang with just about anybody. For real. I think he might have more hits than Usher. For real. We're not talking about bodies of work. I'm talking about overall discography, like songs. I think if they was to go hit for hit, I think Chris will outlast Usher. Features, all that. Yeah, Usher could definitely skate. I've seen that. You know who's good at skating too? Mayweather. He had his own skating rink out in Vegas, and Usher was over there skating with him. Huh? You can skate?
Yeah.
Shit, not me. Last time I went skating, I fucked my tailbone up. Fell right on my ass. Chris really been relevant. Even after the whole bullshit he went through with Rihanna. He literally... The only R&B artist that could beat Usher is Robert Kelly. You got Chris fucked up. Now, R. Kelly, he a different type of totally different type of animal. Y'all got Chris Brown fucked up, bro. I'm gonna just say that. Cardina said Usher been making hits since '94. So what's that? That's what 31 years. That's definitely 31 years. That's very impressive. But I do feel like Chris Brown's been hella consistent for the 20 years though. Mazuma, do niggas still go to WoW? Is WoW still a thing? A skating rink? I remember that, John. I think I went there when I was a young boy for like a football banquet. There was this skating rink in Philly called WoW.
I've never heard of that.
Shit, I remember that.
I don't even remember the Palace with Underwood.
Yeah, the John, it's called Rolling Thunder. That was the name of it.
Yeah.
I think it was called WoW before it was called Rolling Thunder though. That's the John up the boulevard. I remember after when I used to play football for Moss, we went over there after the season and shit. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That's up the boulevard. R. Kelly definitely the king of R&B though. Niggas don't want to admit it, but it's like, yeah. Chris Brown got a couple songs with R. Kelly, I think though. He got a John called it's a crazy ass name, Juicy Booty. Fire. It's a good song. I think it got Janae on there too. Shout out to my female artist too. Janae, what's her last name? Aiko? Yeah, Janae Aiko. I ain't gonna lie though, I kind of feel a way about Janae because she fucked Big Sean up for us, man. She ruined that boy. Nigga been rapping ass ever since he started fucking with her. That ain't no coincidence. Big Sean was the man, bro. I don't know what happened, bro. When he dropped Dark Sky Paradise, man, that shit was on rotation heavy. I don't know what he on now. What's that group that him and Janae got called? Like something 22 or some shit like that. They got a weird ass name, bro. Now this nigga just want to talk about bullshit.
I always skip his part in her songs.
Yeah, we gotta skip Big Sean part. Janaea smoked that John and then Big Sean like, yeah, skip. As soon as he say yeah, skip it. This nigga said Maria the scientist. Who are you talking about, brother? Maria. Mariah. Maria the scientist. That'd be her name if she was Rican, probably. That's my mom name. 2088, yeah. Trash ass fucking. What was that song that Janae smoked that song? None of your concern, bro. She smoked that John. And here come Big Sean fucking it up, bro. Couldn't even flow on that fucking instrumental. He should have just fell back and let Janae have that. Selfish ass nigga. She probably paid that nigga for that trash ass feature too. That shit was doo-doo garbage. That's what they be calling the boy DDG. Doo-doo garbage. they be running up on the boy DDG and they be like, doo-doo garbage. He be mad as shit.
He wrote a song the whole problem.
Yo, whoever came up with that name from them niggas cold-blooded, bro. He be streaming. They be like, doo-doo garbage. Yo. Oh my God. Man, Big Sean was the man. I used to fuck with Big Sean. Like my top three was Drake. It was J. Cole, Drake, and Big Sean, bro. That was like when I was a young boy, that's who I listened to. And Kendrick whenever he felt like coming out. But growing up, I felt like I had to choose between J. Cole and Kendrick. So I was like, man, fuck Kendrick. But I should have appreciated both of them, to be real. Dark Sky Paradise is definitely a banger. What was that song? Yo, do y'all remember there was this rapper, his name was Chitty Bang. Y'all remember him? I don't know what happened to him, bro. What was the rapper's name? This black boy named Chitty Bang. Or was that the name of his group? I forgot the dude's name. I think his name is Chidera Animaj. I don't know. He from Philly too. That's the crazy part. Chitty Bang was from Philadelphia. But the first time I had heard about him, he was rapping on that Fight Night game. He got a song on that Fight Night game. And he smoked that John, bro. He got a song called Old Ways that came out when we was young bulls, bro. This was like I was in like 5th grade, 6th grade. And I remember playing Fight Night and he had a song called Old Ways on Fight Night. And ever since, bro, I went to follow. I said, bro, this nigga could really rap. And he got songs on a few different games. I guess he found his lane with that. He was on Need for Speed, Hot Pursuit, The Sims 3, The Late Night, Fight Night Champion, Madden NFL 12, NBA 2K12, and NHL 18. That's impressive. That's impressive, bro. I didn't even know that. I just remember hearing him on Fight Night, and I was like, bro, he fired. You say you grew up on Rakim, LL, Nas, and Big Daddy Kane. I'm a huge Nas fan. Fuck with Nas heavy. I was just listening to that song that Nas got with what's his Nori, and the boy name was like something. Was it Tragedy Gaddafi or something? He had a crazy name, but it was a song called "Calm Down." It's like music make a thug calm down. Man, Nas got a crazy verse on there. Yeah, bro. I was listening to Nas. Like I started appreciating Nas in like my early 20s. Yeah, Nas still rapping, still top tier, still top tier. I seen that they released some LL Cool. I mean, shit, I said not LL Cool J. They released some Big L music recently, so that's fire. Hopefully it ain't AI. Hopefully it was just some unreleased shit that they putting out publicly now. Nas and DJ Premier need to release their collab music. Yeah, bro. DJ Premier and Nas, that's a good combination. Ain't Nas is like from DJ Premier? Freedom of Jail, clips inserted. The baby's being born same time as man is murdered. The beginning and end. As far as rap go, was only natural. What he said, it's only natural plateau and north. So what defines my name? First it was nasty. The times have changed. Yeah. So I was listening to Chris Brown Deuces the other day. Chris Brown does have a lot of hits. Bella, if you would have went to that Breezy Bowl, that would have really opened you. That would have opened your whole mind up. Like, yo, this nigga really like he really him. Like, there's no other way to say it, bro. Like, he an all-time great. I don't care what nobody say, bro. Like 20 years. And I was like, bro, I forgot. There's gonna be a whole bunch of, oh yeah, he did make that song. Oh yeah, yo, I remember that one. Yo, like it was nonstop crazy realizations, bro. Damn, in '98, that's when I was born, bro. You said there were like 50 platinum rap albums that came out in '98. That was a banging year. Shit. I wish I was able to really uh experience the '90s though. By the time I was born, he was already in the 2000s. I was born '98. Man, I was Micah age when 2000 hit. Nah. He is him, but did you go to Usher Vegas residency? Did you? Did you go? I be playing I was playing Caught Up at the gym. That shit had everybody in their bag. It's like, I'm so caught up, got me feeling that. That shit had everybody in the gym hype as shit. I don't know what it is, but it seems she's got me twisted. I'm so got me feeling that. Caught up, I'm losing control. Everybody was snapping in that joint. My dad was born in 71, so he always tell me about the 80s and shit. Cause he came up in the 80s in Brooklyn and shit. And I think like in the early 90s he ended up moving to Philly and shit. But yeah. My dad was in Brooklyn during the 80s. Why? You ain't done yet? What is you doing? Give me something to drink. Come on, stay up.
What do you want?
Give me some iced tea. Thank you. What's Dorothy in Wizard of Oz? What was her thing? What was she?
She was just a girl on going down the path.
Was she like a butler or something like that? Was she a maid? Cause you dressed like one. That's how like maids dress.
Did you ever know the characters?
I've never watched Wizard of Oz.
Like the Tin Can?
I was a weirdo, bro. Like I didn't really
It's not
watch.
just a movie. It was like a
My
Broadway
dad said
play.
my dad said growing up that I didn't watch any cartoons. I only watched music videos. I didn't watch Toy Story till like my 20s or like late teenage years. The only reason why I knew Finding Nemo, I watched Finding Nemo because I was at the dentist's office and they used to play Finding Nemo in the waiting area. I ain't watched Lion King or none of that shit. But all right, y'all. I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I appreciate everybody that came through and showed love as always. If y'all can go ahead and hit the like button on the way out, that'd be very much appreciated. We had some great boxing talk today. We had some open topics as well, man. Thank you very much for tuning in. This was a great show. You know what I mean, I love coming on here and engaging with y'all. I'll be back at y'all with another live tomorrow night to continue cooking up on what's going on in the sport of boxing. You know what I mean? If you just getting into the building, if you came in a little bit late, you didn't hear my takes on Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios possibly in 2026. Just rewind the live back. You know what I mean? Gervonta Davis to be possibly replaced for the Jake Paul fight. We spoke on that as well. Then, of course, we got into some other open boxing topics as well. But until then, I hope you guys have a blessed, beautiful night. Be on the lookout for the next live. I hope you guys have a blessed, beautiful one. I'm up out of here, man. Peace.